In a stormy night, 2 centuries ago, a ship with a huge crew was in the midst of a storm. It was very hard for them to survive in the Mediterranean Sea. The captain, James McIntosh, shouted, "All crew, gather as soon as possible. You will perish have you not listened to my instructions and commands." The huge crew gathered and planned very quickly, and they executed the plan, but sadly things did not go as planned. The crew got wiped out, and only a dozen of men, alongside Captain McIntosh, survived. They ended up on an unknown island. The first thing they tried to do was to find some wood and food, which later they did. One night, suddenly, the crew got kidnapped by a weirdly looking group of people, and the people weren't hospitable and welcoming. Apparently, they were a cult, a dark, religious cult with very overwhelming forces. For days and probably weeks, because they lost sense for time, they were stranded and imprisoned within these strange people. The crew started to lose their mass because of lack of food and water. Some even died. They observed during this period the behavior of these men. Some crew members swore that they saw the men feasting on human carcasses, which then turned out to be true. They quickly started to think about an escape plan, which if they didn't, they knew what would become of them. One day, a crew member overheard the guards, and they were speaking about a convoy which route would be through the prison. The crew member then discussed his plan of trying to use the captain's pin to open the locks and escape, attack the convoy, steal their resources, and run away. He suggested doing it by using stealth so that no one would notice. The day finally arrived, and although they lost 2 crew members, things went as planned and they escaped. The resources were very beneficial. There was a small boat and some canned apricots. Also, some canned food like tuna. They hid in the rainforest southeast of the forest. Days passed, and they finally assembled the boat, which they would use to escape. They finally started to get down to business and escape the island, not to ever come back to it. 3 days into the escape voyage, their boat started to make sounds of cracking, which by they knew it was going to break, but they reached the shores of England before the boat broke. When they were first asked why did they disappear all that time and where are the rest of the crew members, they said that they were killed during the storm and the captain lost track of his destination. They never mentioned the cult and the island because of Captain McIntosh's high reputation.